Hands down, unequivocally, Saturday was the best overall day for all the handicappers here at the site of the entire college football season. One guy after another cashing in with huge plays, including three of the biggest, hottest handicappers here at the site that all had major discounted releases. Hi everyone, Al DeMarco here, and this is going to be your Sunday video report. Again, please bear with me. My voice is shot, laryngitis after being sick for a couple of weeks. I've lost most of it, and after a lot of chloroseptic spray and a lot of other stuff, this is about the best you're going to get here for this Sunday video. Listen, I've got two free selections for you in a moment. I'm going to break down the AFC West game between San Diego and Kansas City. Plus, I'm going to take a look at the Sunday night game between Denver and San Francisco, give you a complete preview. And I'm going to take a look at the game between the Baltimore Ravens, who are playing earlier in the day, against the Atlanta Falcons. Break that down for you, and then I'm going to suggest how to play those games as well. So that's coming up in just a moment. First, let's talk about what happened here on Saturday and how it applies to your Sunday card. Because here's the bottom line. Matt Rivers, Shawn Michaels, and myself, yours truly, we all had big plays on Saturday, and we all won them. And you got them all at over half price off. So I saw Matt and I saw Shawn came with big plays again here for Sunday, just as strong as Saturday's winners. And I did the same, in fact, with a play in the NFL that matches yesterday's college football play. And I thought, hey, being a little superstitious in this business doesn't hurt. So I'm going to make Shawn, Matt, and myself as the three biggest discounted plays again here for a second consecutive weekend day. First of all, let's talk about Matt Rivers. Today, third ever blank check waived the rating pro football game of his career. And it's your Sunday night game, the San Fran Denver side. Remember, last Sunday night hit the second ever blank check NFL release of his career. Philadelphia shutting out the New York Giants. And his first was back on September 21st when Seattle beat Denver in overtime at home. Yesterday, he hit his second ever college football blank check release. How about West Virginia? An 8.5-point underdog outright over Baylor, 41-27. And you got it for $44, a savings of $75 off the regular price. Well, today you can save $75, and as he likes to call it, his back-to-back balls to the wall release, his third ever blank check, waive the rating pro football game, San Francisco Denver side. You save $75 by using coupon code I couldn't resist. Balls2. BALLS, and the number 2, no space between balls and 2. Listen, I'm not feeling well, so I might as well have fun someplace. You know what I mean? So anyway, by the way, he also hit his first two baseball blank check releases earlier this week as well, cashing in Tuesday with Kansas City, Wednesday with San Francisco, and you got those plays for just $29, saving $85 off the regular price. Let's talk about Shawn Michaels, because Shawn Michaels is the winningest football handicapper here at the site, bar none. Okay? Over the last 5 years, $10 bettors following Shawn's pro and college football advice have made $31,100. Yesterday, 100-dime max wager release. He called it his rebound route. He was backing a team that had been in a losing streak, and he liked them to roll big on the road. And then he delivered with Cincinnati, a 13.5-point favorite at SMU, and of course they won 41-3. It could have been 141-3. That's how bad SMU is. And I gave you hell. I gave you Cincinnati as a free pick yesterday, based on the fact not that the Bearcats were good, but the Mustangs are just atrocious. Anyway, that was a winner for you. And today, he has his 100-dime max wager again, his slump buster of the year. It kicks off at 1 o'clock Eastern time. He says this team has been in a skid ATS-wise in Vegas, and they get the win and cover today. He's going for winning day number 116 out of 191. This play is just as strong as yesterday's winner on Cincinnati. It's twice as strong as his 50-dime winner on Monday night on the 49ers. 48, 23, and 3 with 100-dime max wagers in the NFL alone over the past 4 seasons. And remember, in all sports combined over the past 18 months, he's made $10 bettors $24,550. You save $50 on the winningest football handicappers play here at the site by using coupon code BUSTER. 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 Now, as for me, guys, I'm going for winning day number 37 out of 58 and 6 out of 7 since Monday. 15-dime revenge route of the year. Now, you know a 15-dime play is my normal top-rated NFL release. It matches yesterday's 15-dime winner on Michigan State in the first half against Indiana, which you got for $70 off the regular price for only $29. I'm 24-9 with 10-dime releases over the past couple of months. This play is stronger. Same 15-dimers. I'm 68-50 in the NFL over the past 6 years. You get it for $39. Save $70 off the regular price by using coupon code AL39. AL39. And one other thing to be aware of here today. Trace Adams, normally a 1,000-star play is his top-rated release, and he occasionally has 1,500-star raised to bar plays as well. But listen, today, the first time ever in his career here in 11 years plus at the site, he has his first ever 2,500-star NFL totals release. San Fran, Denver over under. Save $90. Get it for $19. Coupon code TRACE19. TRACE19. Craig Davis has a big play. Anthony Redd has a pretty big play today, and he's coming off a 3-0 sweep yesterday. So a lot of hot handicappers. You can check out the homepage. Let me talk about first the Kansas City game with San Diego. Earlier this week, you could have gotten Kansas City at 4. It's down to 3.5, even 3s in some places. But here's the thing. You know, the Chiefs are coming off a bye, and Andy Reid, during his tenure with the Eagles and, of course, with the Chiefs as well, his teams are 11-2 straight up the last 13 times they've hit the field following a bye week. That talks about a lot about the team's preparation, because some coaches are just not delivering in that particular team situation as their teams fail coming off the week off where they just look disorganized without any, they just don't have the chemistry on the field. But that has never been a problem with Reid's teams. And listen, going into the bye, Kansas City was playing some really good ball. Chiefs are 10-1 against the spread on the road in regular season action since Andy Reid arrived. I like the fact that Jamal Charles is the healthiest he's been all the season. I wish they'd used Niall Davis more. I think that hurt them in the game they pushed with San Francisco a couple of weeks back in that 5-point loss. But that's a nice 1-2 punch, and it makes Alex Smith so much more effective. Listen, their last 2 road games, they won 34-15, manhandling Miami in South Florida, and they gave the Broncos all they could handle, 24-17. I mean, they were driving for the game-tying touchdown in the closing minute of play. Chargers last week. Oh, really bad effort. I mean, Phillip Rivers had to pull a rabbit out of his hat to deliver the 31-28 win, and their defense just totally collapsed as Derek Carr threw 4 touchdown passes, the Oakland Raiders rookie quarterback. So I think the way to go here is to take Kansas City plus the points. If your line is 3 or 3.5, as I always recommend, when the line crosses 3, 4, 7, and sometimes 10, you either buy up or buy down the half point accordingly, whether you're on the favorite or the underdog. Here you're on the dog. So if you have 3, I buy the 3.5. If you have 3.5, I buy up to 4. I wouldn't wait though, guys, because this game is going to settle right there on 3, and you know it as well as I do. Now let's talk about the Sunday night game. Denver, 7-point favorite at home. Of course, the last time the Broncos were at home, they demolished Arizona, putting some big points on the board, and in fact, they've scored 72 points in their last 2 games. But let's look at that 31-17 win at New York last week. I mean, that was a cover that they got thanks to a Geno Smith pick 6 delivered in the final minute of regulation there, right? You got a Niners team that, listen, I went against them on Monday night, or I went with them on Monday night and almost had a coronary in the opening quarter when they fell down 14-0 early at St. Louis, okay? Now you've got them on the road for a second straight week. Yet, even though San Francisco is just crippled with injuries, on the defense. Okay, Patrick Willis is the latest guy who's not going to be playing today. Even though they're crippled with injuries, you still got to think the 49ers are going to put up a good fight here. I like Denver, to be honest with you, in this game, okay? And I like Denver at 7, and I guess easily I could play Denver at 7, bring it down to 6.5. But the Broncos, I have never been impressed with their defense. And even though they revamped it this year, I'm still not impressed. And I know Peyton Manning's going to get the touchdown record, blah, 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 blah. I know that Ronnie Hillman had a big game last week, 24 carries for 100 yards against the Jets. But I'd like to see Ronnie Hillman do it on a week-in, week-out basis while he's replacing the injured Monty Ball. I don't think he can. So, let's come back to the San Francisco-Denver game in a minute, and I'm going to tell you how to play it. Let's talk briefly about the Baltimore-Atlanta game. Listen, the Ravens, a 6.5 to 7-point favorite at home. The Falcons, what are their problems? I don't know if we have a video report long enough. They've got no pass rush. They can't get off the field defensively. Number 31 in the league when it comes to overall defense. That's second to last in the league. They're number 29 versus the pass because of that poor pass rush. Opposing quarterbacks are throwing for over 277 yards. They're allowing 141 yards per game on the ground. That's the 5th worst rushing defense in the league. Their offensive line is injury-riddled. Roddy White's not at 100% wide receiver. They're 0-3 straight up and against the spread on the road. In fact, in their last 11 road games, they're 1-10 straight up and 2-9 against the spread, and they lost those games by an average margin of 9 points. And of course, they're only a 6.5 to 7-point underdog in this one. Meanwhile, Joe Flacco has looked great here, 5 touchdowns in under 16 minutes of play against Tampa Bay last week. But hey, Atlanta beat up Tampa Bay too. Let us not forget. Justin Forsett has been very active and very productive for the Ravens, averaging 100 or 5th in the league with total yards running for like a little over 400. And the Ravens as a group are averaging about 132 yards per game. This Atlanta secondary has been scorched repeatedly. Hell, Jay Cutler threw for a career-high 381 yards in Atlanta last week and didn't even commit a turnover. And how often does Cutler do that, right? But you got a line that's 6.5 to 7 points. And I'm not sold on the Ravens. I don't think the Ravens defense is that good. Listen, they had 5 sacks last week of Tampa Bay's Mike Glennon. They only had 5 sacks coming into that game, okay? The Falcons are awful on the road. But I look at these two favorites. And the way I look at this game is this. Why worry about going ahead and laying a touchdown with either Denver or Baltimore? Ask yourself this. Are the Broncos and the Ravens going to lose today at home? Seriously. Are the Broncos going to lose at home with Peyton Manning taking on a San Francisco defense that has just been devastated by injuries? No. Is Baltimore going to lose at home against an Atlanta team that got shellacked at Minnesota, that just repeatedly fails on the road over the past 2 years, a team that can't stop anybody defensively? Absolutely not. Baltimore's going to win. All I need them to do is win straight up if I play them in a 2-team teaser. A 2-team 6-point teaser. I'm taking Denver down to 1. I'm taking Baltimore down to a half-point or pick 'em, depending on what your price is. Again, the question I ask you, is Denver going to win tonight's game straight up? You're going to say yes. I think 99.9% of you. Is Baltimore going to beat Atlanta playing at home? I think 98% of you are going to say yes. If ever there were 2 home favorites, small price, destined to be hooked together in a 2-team 6-point teaser, it's the Broncos and the Ravens. And that's what you look for in teasers. It's not necessarily taking that road dog and making them a 13-point road dog. It's not necessarily taking that home dog and taking them from a 3-point home dog status to a 9-point home dog status. No, you're looking for that home favorite that is favored anywhere up to that 7 to 10 point margin, where in a 6 or occasionally a 7-point teaser, you can take them down and you say, hey, they just got to win by a field goal. Or in this particular case, they just have to win the damn game straight up. You will occasionally have disasters strike. Look no further than last Sunday when Seattle, who would have thunk that Seattle would lose at home to Dallas? It happens sometimes. But again, I think the way to play this in the teaser, Denver, Baltimore, and of the 2 games, to be honest with you, of which one I like the side more if I had to play them straight up, probably the Broncos. The other side selection, of course, Kansas City plus 2 points at San Diego. That'll do it for you guys. Best of luck to you all, and I will catch you again on Monday when we do this one more time. Take it easy.